Good meal. Good meal. Really is a good meal.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. What a 24 hours we've had, man. What a mad 24 hours. It's just business left, right, and center. Here we go from Fabrizio and challenged by Brighton Football Club, and then Fabrizio going out there staunch, absolutely staunch, saying, we'll see who's lying. We'll see who's lying. Look, ladies and gentlemen, so much to talk about. I've got no idea where to even start. I'm pretty sure we're going to miss out on so many different stories to report on, but it is what it is. We'll talk about the most sort of important stuff that's going on. First of all, we'll touch on the Cucurella stuff. Look, he's a Chelsea player. He's a Chelsea player. There's too much now on the line. You know, Fabrizio Romano, he doesn't just go around saying, here we go, if he didn't know. The fact that, see, the thing with Fabrizio Romano, he doesn't talk to like journalists, or he doesn't talk to some club internal people. He talks to agents, player agents. Like that's how he gets all these news, and it's bulletproof most times. He obviously knows Mark Cucurella's agent very well, and when he commented on Instagram, here we go, it was Mark Cucurella's agent that came up, I think, with a hand emoji going like this, that emoji, some fire emoji, and he also commented elsewhere, or I think he did his own post or on a story or something like that, saying that Mark Cucurella, like his client, is excited about the new beginnings and so on and so forth. So you know this is happening. And the stuff that Fabrizio was saying last night in terms of there's a medical that's booked as well sometime today, anytime right now whilst we're doing this video, maybe he's having his medical. It is only held up now because of the Levi Colwill situation. And to be honest, you know what? I kind of understand from Brighton's point of view why they would want a replacement in this case. Levi Colwill, I think someone like Mark Cucurella, they probably would have pictured him playing a lot of LCB for them because they do play back three. I'm sure they would have played him as a wing back as well, but LCB is definitely a position that they could have, they might have utilized him. And someone like Levi Colwill could be a bit of a like for like replacement, not in terms of skill set, because Mark Cucurella going forward has a lot of dynamism about him. Levi Colwill, nonetheless, as an LCB, should do his job. He's done that at Huddersfield last season. And I can understand that. What I don't understand is, Brighton, what are you worried about? Like, if there is an agreement that you're going to give us Cucurella and we'll give you Levi Colwill, what are you worried? We won't move over. We shouldn't be doing you a dirty, because at the end of the day, Todd Boehly will be concerned that he doesn't break any relationships with any of these execs across Premier League or across anyone else, because at the end of the day, no one would want to would do any business with us if we do them dirty like that. Todd Boehly's gone around having meals with all of these execs. He even had organized a meal for the entire Premier League, all the execs to come over and get to know him and get to know everyone. What makes you think that we will get Cucurella and then we'll just go, do you know what, tata, bye-bye, we're not going to give you Levi Colwill? Like, calm down. I really found it strange that Brighton admin, it's a club statement, really, came out there and saw it necessary to put out that statement saying nothing has been agreed. There was no need for that. Why are you got rattled by Fabrizio? I understand he's got, like 10 million, 11 million followers. I can understand why you're getting rattled by him. He's a much bigger, I suppose, social identity than Brighton's main page. No disrespect to Brighton, but there's no need for that, because eventually enough, I think you're going to tweet out anyway that it's all been agreed. The fact that you want to perhaps announce both the deals together at the same time, I don't know, doesn't really even matter. We could have just announced, we should be able to just announce Cucurella right away as soon as his medical is finished, but we'll see what's going on. So the only hold-up at the moment is Levi Colwill, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be done and dusted. I really like the Levi Colwill situation as well, if I'm being honest. Look, I didn't mind either way. Like, If he stayed at Chelsea Football Club, fine. If he went, that's probably what my preference was as a loan. You've had a loan session in Championship. You've done well. The next natural progression is a loan in the Premier League. I would have liked him to see that as opposed to just getting bits and pieces minutes in Chelsea Football Club. And the fact that now you're getting an opportunity with Brighton to play regular football, I'm pretty sure you're going to get regular football. And the fact that there's a buyback clause, I'm okay. I can understand why Brighton didn't want to do a loan. Develop the player and then you're going to get the player back. The buyback situation suits them well. They get to, I think his Leroy Colwill is going to be about 20-25 million pounds, which is fantastic price. So essentially, we're getting Cucurella for about 30 million odd. And the buyback is somewhere around 40 to 45 million. So if he does turn out to be the superstar that we all believe he should be, that is a cheap amount of money to pay for a CB. And I know he's our player. Why even pay that? But that's just the nature of the beast at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can't keep all of these players that we have plus Leroy Colwill because he needs to go out there and develop. So down the track, if we ever need to buy a CB, because there will be a time where we'll need to buy a CB, 40 to 45 million is nothing, absolutely nothing. So great that he gets to develop under Graham Potter, very good manager. He'll get to play the kind of football that we like to see as well at Chelsea Football Club, build up from the back, possession-based football. That's what Brighton does. So for me, this is a calm situation. I'm just waiting now for club announcement and all things finalised. I don't expect Cucurella to obviously feature against Everton. It's too early. I don't know if I even think he's going to feature against Spurs because he hasn't had a preseason, so it's going to take a bit of time for him to just get back into the groove. But surely enough, we should see this anyway. But I'm calm. It should happen. It's player wants it. Agent has already said it. Fabrizio Romano is going around saying, "Oh, you think I'm lying? We'll see who's lying." So he ain't messing about. Next up, what we want to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, is this particular player. I keep forgetting that we've actually bought a midfielder from Aston Villa who is a sensation. Do you know what I mean? Like a youngster, a young sensation. Everyone in social media is getting gassed about this particular player. Carney Chukwuemeka. Thank you to all the Nigerian brothers out there that's helped me pronounce. Hopefully I've pronounced that correctly. Please forgive me if I haven't. Chukwuemeka. I hope I've done this correctly. Look, 15 million pounds, 2028 contract, 6 years plus 5 million fees. So you're looking at about 20 million, 6-year contract. Look, there's no way this player is going to be an academy player or going out on loan. It's just too good for that. That's a premium amount of money to pay for an 18-year-old to come in. So I expect him to start. And this is what Todd Bowley had to say about it as well. Todd Bowley confirms that Carney Chukwuemeka will stay at Chelsea. No loan move. He's one of the most exciting young players in Europe. We are delighted to add such a talented young individual to our squad for the new season and beyond. I mean, look, Kante, Jorginho, Kovacic, Chukwuemeka. We've got Conor Gallagher, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Ross Barkley. There's a lot of players. They need to move on now. Ross Barkley and Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I think you're in big trouble. Ruben Loftus-Cheek could be okay if we don't get any right wing back. Maybe he could still have an option there. We'll talk about Hudson-Odoi as right wing back because now he's getting rumoured with the Fofana thing, so we'll get to that. Ross Barkley are gone. If we also bring in Frankie de Jong, there's strong rumours about Frankie de Jong as well. Someone's missing out here. Someone badly is missing out. There's talks about Jorginho possibly getting a contract extension. There's talks about Kante getting a contract extension. So not anytime soon we're going to see these guys go. Now, some of these players could be long-term successes, which is fine. But Chukwuemeka is staying. And Frankie de Jong, if he does come, ain't going away either. So something's got to give. Something has to give. That's why I think names like Ethan Ampadu is up in the air as well. He's probably going to move on as much as he hurts me. I feel like he's done everything possible now to make it, but it's probably not looking good in terms of where the squad is shaping up to be. Conor Gallagher as well, the kind of players that we're bringing in, Chukwuemeka, we'll see what happens with Frankie de Jong. These are proper ballers, man. They're very good with the ball technical ability as well. Chukwuemeka is someone who's, I feel like the little clips that I've seen so far, he can definitely play sixth, easy passes like John Obi Mikel. He Can definitely play as an 8, be box to box, take the players on, can shoot from range. It's got good dribbling ability, and can be a 10, can be creative as well. He's 18. You can develop him into whatever you want him to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is incredible. This is incredible. So look, Chukwuemeka, I think we should all expect that he should feature 5 subs. He'll come off the bench, he'll showcase his talent, and then we'll see what happens in the midfield. Frankie de Jong, we'll see if we get him. It seems like it's strong rumours as well. And it's interesting the kind of players that we linked with. And one certain player named Declan Rice, I'm going to have to bring him in. And some of you guys might hate, why are you bringing Declan Rice? When you're paying, let's say for Frankie de Jong, 80 million odd, Wesley Fofana, somewhere around 80 million odd as well, you've got money, but you're not going for Declan Rice, which makes me think what I've always been saying. I don't think he fits in. I don't think he fits in from how I picture Chelsea Football Club to play. I don't think he fits in. And it kind of tells with the kind of midfielders that we're going for now. It's very technical midfielders, midfielders that are very comfortable on the ball and quick in terms of passing ranges, and can be creative as well, good vision. So very interesting times. Ladies and gentlemen, you let me know how you feel about Chukwuemeka and potentially Frankie de Jong as well down the track. Some of the players will have to miss out. You let me know who you think are going to miss out. For me, definitely Ross Barkley's gone. Ethan Ampadu most likely gone, and possibly Ruben Loftus-Cheek as well. If we get a wing-back cover, a Ruben Loftus-Cheek, someone like Dumfries or Carl Walker-Peters, Ruben Loftus-Cheek is done. And then also Conor Gallagher down the track. He's got to probably improve that ball-playing ability a little bit. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have to talk about the next big transfer I think is going to happen is Wesley Fofana. The fact that we're letting go of Lewa Colwill, and down the track, Azpilicueta is probably going to move on as well. I feel like that's definitely going to happen. So we've already lost Rudiger, Christensen, most likely Azpilicueta, Lewa Colwill. So there is a need for Wesley Fofana. And it's interesting. We'll get to the news where apparently there could be a scenario where Leicester might get excited about one of our players. This is what Fabrizio Romano had to say. Chelsea have submitted 60 million proposal for Wesley Fofana, confirmed as advanced by L'Equipe. Bid has been turned down by Leicester as they insist on not for sale stance. Been told Chelsea are preparing another approach. Remember this. They want to push for Fofana and he wants to move. Look, 60 million pounds was always going to get rejected. 5-year term, all the power with Leicester. I knew they're not even going to talk unless it's at least 75 to 80 mil. Now, this is one of the reasons why I was like, well, that's a lot of money to pay, man, for a defender, 21-year-old, one season in the Premier League. Yes, great season as well, but then a big injury. Yeah, that's a lot of that. I feel like that's a bit of a risk. As great as a talent he is, it's still, I feel like that's a lot of money to throw in. However, my stance on this is slowly changing a little bit because of this particular news from Ben Jacobs, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea assessing whether to make a bigger bid for Wesley Fofana. As previously reported, clubs around 20 million apart in valuation. So we've already bid 60. We're at least 20 millions apart, which is 80 million. I think 75 million could potentially do the job. As previously reported, initial approaches have been instantly rejected. Clubs not advanced enough yet to be talking about swap deals, but told Leicester not only remain pretty staunch in their not-for-sale stance, but would only be persuaded to change it with a big straight cash offer. Leicester somewhat interested in Callum Hudson-Odoi, but if there is any movement, this would likely be discussed separately. Fofana wants to move, but when he signed in March, the agreement was Leicester would listen to fair offers in 2023. Still a big change for Chelsea to get Fofana, but they are certainly trying. Will take at least 80 million to test Leicester's resolve. Now, why it gets tasty is because of the Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now, some of you guys may not like what I'm about to say. Some of you guys may agree. I personally, with the time that Callum has been with us, let's assess that. It's not been that great. There's been bits and pieces where he's been good, but overall, it's not been that great. Yes, injuries have hampered that situation as well, no doubt. Maybe perhaps even playing as a right wing back has hampered that as well. But our right wing back is essentially a right winger. There are times where he's shown his creative sense, but there are also times where He's not been able to take his man on. When you're playing in that wing, far right wing, you've got to be able to zone in on the defender and take them on and beat that man. He's not been able to do that on a regular basis. Shooting technique is not up to scratch. When you're playing that role, you've got to add goals as well, not just putting in that odd assist here and there. You got to have goals. This is what Reece James has been able to do from playing that particular position. So even Ruben Loftus-Cheek has been adding goals from playing right wing back. For me, I think Callum Hudson-Odoi, what is he? He's going to be turning 22, I think, by the end of this year or by the end of this season. Yes, still young, but slowly these years are cutting away. I think it's time he gets regular football elsewhere. It's a good scenario. What are we going to get? Maybe 20, 25 million as well, same like the Colwill situation. And that will soften the blow with Fofana, perhaps coming down to about 60 million, 55, 60 million. We're going to let go of Callum Hudson-Odoi, who hasn't been utilised properly, hasn't actually given us what we wanted to see as well, hasn't developed the way we wanted him to be developed. Giving him away, and then we're getting a superstar defender who's shown immense quality. Yes, he's been injured, but this guy, the ceiling is unbelievable from that one big season. And then you hope that he can emulate that with Callum. It's not like we can sit here and say he's had that one great season. He's got like 4 goals in like 4 seasons or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Yes, he is a creative, factor in our team, but we're probably going to add attackers, man. That's why there's talks about Aubameyang. We'll get to very, very soon. Players like Kai Havertz has got to up their game as well in terms of creativity. Mason Mount, you'll probably see a lot more. Jorginho, Kovacic, Kante. We've got the wing backs as well. So creativity's got to come from many different angles. I don't expect everyone's going to go. I know so many of our attackers are linked to leave in terms of Pulisic, Ziyech, Timo Werner. Ziyech probably potentially going to go. Now there's rumours about Man United. There was heavy rumours about AC Milan. Timo Werner has to go. I think he will go to Leipzig. I don't think Christian Pulisic will go in that case. He'll stay. We're thinking about bringing in Aubameyang, which we'll touch on very soon. So, look, it's probably the best case scenario, but I want to hear from you guys how you feel about letting go of Callum Hudson-Odoi to get someone like Fofana. For me, it makes sense, man. It makes sense. And now I'm actually on board with the whole Fofana situation because it softens the blow financially, and we are able to get rid of a player that we don't utilize that much or that well, and who hasn't really given us enough as much as we would have wanted. And we're replacing him with a player that has immense quality. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about Aubameyang. As I said, it's been mad the last 24 hours. News, it's almost as if we're playing FIFA fantasy. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're literally going out there, and all of this kind of gives me the vibes that Todd Bowley is not messing about. Not messing about for the future, because we're getting some top-notch youngsters. There's talks about that Inter Milan midfielder as well. Cesar, whatever his name is, I don't even know his name. Omari Hutchinson, Gabriel Salina, Chukwuemeka. So, he's securing the future, but he's also making sure you better start winning right now as well. With all these players, if they do come in, and I kind of expect, obviously, Wesley Fofana and someone up front, whether it's Ronaldo, whether it's Aubameyang, whether it's Depay, someone to come in, it gives you the message that we're serious. We're serious. Now, this is about Aubameyang. Chelsea are now considering Pierre Emerick Aubameyang as potential new striker. Discussions have already started on players' side. Still no bid to Barcelona. He's one of the names in Chelsea list after meeting for Sesko and other targets. There's another one, Sesko. Sesko, I think, heavily linked with Man United. He seems like the latest sensation, doesn't he? I mean, from the little bits that I saw against Liverpool recently in the pre-season match, he looks good. Kind of gives me that Haaland kind of vibes as well. But with Aubameyang, look, I've got to be honest. I was thinking about, I didn't even think about Aubameyang because I didn't think he was going to leave. With the madness that Barcelona was doing, I thought he was going to stay and he's going to enjoy himself over there. That's why I was more focusing on Memphis Depay, because for me, there wasn't any other options available. But if this guy is available, I'm taking him. I really am. I know he's 33 or 34, whatever the case is. I'm not going to give him a huge contract. I don't think he expects a huge contract as well. but he's proven in the Premier League. I know, just take away that one season or half a season against last season again under Arteta. But you look at his history before that in the Premier League, he's a phenomenal finisher. Phenomenal finisher. He's quick as well. I feel like he'll be able to take on his man every now and then. Great, as I said, great finisher. You know, movement is fantastic as well. Him, Sterling, Mount, Havertz. I mean, that could look good. That could look very good. Even someone like Pulisic could get good benefits from having a player like Aubameyang. And I think Aubameyang, he's very mobile up front. He's not static in the middle. I think he's probably even better in the half spaces, whether it's on the right side or the left side. So, look, it's a fantastic situation. Sterling can continue playing as a false line and look for the runs from Aubameyang and Mason Mount or Havertz. So for me, if we can get him on a short term, why not? Why not? I know salary is going to be an issue. I don't think he's on high wages. I think the one reason he kind of went back to Barcelona is one, obviously, to start playing football. But I suppose one reason why Barcelona signed him is because I think he's taken a bit of a pay cut. So, like, from considering that, if we can manage to give that type of a pay package where he's not on the massive 300k per week wages that he was on Arsenal, you're definitely not probably going to get that with us. But if you can be reasonable with your wages, and we have, like, I don't know, a 2-year deal, maybe an option to look at a third one, but 2-year deal, I think why not? In the meantime, there's no proper opportunities out there. Do you know what I mean? Sesko, yeah, but he's still unproven. This guy proven. Do you know what I mean? Someone I fully expect Aubameyang, if he does join us, to expect goals straight away. That's what I expect from him. But you let me know, ladies and gentlemen, how you feel about Aubameyang. Aubameyang, Ronaldo. You know how I feel about Ronaldo. I'll take Ronaldo as well. Another absolute proven goal-scoring machine. But perhaps maybe Aubameyang is a lot more mobile up front than Ronaldo. Not that Ronaldo isn't mobile. I think Ronaldo would do the damage in our team as well. But some of you guys don't like that. Let me know how you feel about the Aubameyang situation. I'm all in board for Aubameyang. If this guy is available, I think he comes in ahead of Memphis Depay for me. All along, I was actually thinking about Memphis Depay. But ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much for the time being what I want to cover with Chelsea transfer news. There's so much still going on. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you have, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content, and let me know how you feel about everything that we've talked about. Until next time. See ya.